Thank you so much.
Tell us a little about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let me stop sharing, then I'll just chat for a little bit. So first off, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have the chat open. Do I see chat on here? I don't see chat enabled. There it is. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat and then I can address them as we're going through. But my name is Rachel Adams-Lee. I'm in Northern California. I have been in real estate for just about 12 years now. I started my business super old school, door knocking 200 doors a week and doing 3 open houses a week. I didn't sell any homes for the first 4 months. And you can imagine like door knocking that many doors, doing that amount of lead generation, not having the results definitely was mentally challenging. And yet I continued to push forward. So I just worked really, really hard. And then even though I didn't sell any homes for the first 4 months, I sold 39 homes that first year, and then 109, and then 123. So 3 years in, I hit Wall Street Journal's top 1,000 agents in the country. And I still have that designation today. Now, I will say that I have really shifted my business. And I really started to focus on social media because I always wanted to be a wife. I always wanted to be a mom. Lily, can you close the door, please? Sorry. Speaking of being a mom, my 1 year and 9-month-old just opened the door. So he's really cute, but they're all over the place. So I have a 4-year-old, a year and 9-month-old, and a 9-month-old. So I've got 3 kiddos, all boys. But for me, like my goal really was to be, a wife and a mom, like career woman. I would never stop working. I'm not made for that stay-at-home life. And I always wanted to be a wife and a mom. And I was like, I love the door knocking. I love the open houses, but I can have one conversation at a time. And I realized like with social media, I could talk to thousands of people with the click of a mouse. And so I decided I was going to really focus on social media and make it a part of my business model. And it's worked out really well. So we had, when my first year focusing on it, we had like 17 referrals come through, then 30, then 50. Last year we had 131 referrals come through social. Now I use Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Those are my 3 platforms that I focus on. And I'm in Northern California, so we have everything from like $86,000 mobile homes to, $4 million houses out here. And I don't discriminate. So I tend to work in more of the higher price points, and we will take, any and all referrals you send our way and work them all. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to kind of walk through, a little bit of a social media model on how I built this business. And then I'm going to also give you I'm going to leave some room for Q&A, but I'm going to share with you some actual posts and some specific things you can do to really get your interaction going. At the end of the day, social media for me, it's about building relationships and making an impact on my community. And then the referrals, the business just comes as a byproduct of like consistently showing up. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. Let's see. Okay, can everybody see the screen? Perfect. Okay, awesome. And then, so what I normally do, so I actually have an 8-week social media masterclass that I teach. And so I've kind of just pulled some of those slides to kind of give you guys a little bit of the meat of this. But we kind of went over my background, but there's a picture of my cute little family. And life's pretty different. I run a team here in Northern California. I've done that for 11 years now. I am married to the most attractive man in America. And I get to coach people all over the country. So last year I spoke in 83 offices, and it's definitely a fun journey. So this is a picture of my real estate team. Our team slogan is "We live here, we work here, we're here for you." I am super intentional on branding. I think that it needs to be really crisp and really clean. I think your headshot should be current. Reality is, there are so many realtors out there. So how are you going to make yourself stand out from the competition? And the good news right now, even though the market is more challenging, it's going to trim the fat. So a lot of people are not going to be able to stay in that have been in. And so those of us that are here, like the fact that you're sitting here right now wanting to continue your education and learn new tools and systems, you're going to make it because you're doing the things you need to do to show up. Thank you for turning on your camera. You're doing the things you need to show up to be here, right? So one thing you'll notice is it does not matter if it is like my email banner, my business card, we're door knocking with a slogan, or sorry, we're door knocking with a script, or it's on social. We will always say, we live here, we work here, we're here for you, because we live in the community, we work in the community, and we're here for the community. So I always make sure that with my branding, I'm super dialed, knowing what I'm going to say and what things are going to look like. So let's dig in a little bit into the model. This is a pretty meaty slide, so we're going to stay on it for a while, and I can answer any questions that you have. But the first thing I want to address is the algorithm. So with social media, people always say like, oh, you got to beat the algorithm, stay in front of the algorithm. What does that actually mean? So the algorithm, it's your impact and your influence that you have on social media. It's the eyes that are on your content. So say that I am pregnant, because I had 3 kids in 4 years. So I was pregnant for 4 years, or 5 really, because I was trying a long time. And so when I'm pregnant, I'm looking at birth stories, I'm looking at babies, right? So the algorithm is going to give me a lot more of that. The goal of the algorithm is to keep you on a platform as long as humanly possible. So whatever you're interested in, they're going to give you more of that. So the trick is, how do we make our clients, our community, want more of us? And that's what I'm going to go over with you today. So the first thing I would say to you is, I want you to think of the algorithm almost like tools, okay? So you can make a post, you can comment, you can go live, you can do a reel, you can send a direct message, you can send an audio message, right? Like I just named 6 different things. Each one of these things is a tool. The more tools you use on a platform, the more eyes they're going to give you on your content. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick what I call your 5 passions, or your 5 pillars of content. You're going to come up with 5 things that you're going to talk about and be about on social media. Number 1 for everybody. So truly, if you're taking notes, I would encourage you to write down 1 through 5, like we can make this interactive. So you're going to write down 1 through 5. And then what you're going to do is number 1 for everybody is going to be real estate. And then 2 through 5 is where you get to really put your thumbprint on it. That's where you get to really be individual and see who you are and what you're about and all of that, right? So maybe you like clean eating and working out, maybe you like travel, DIY products or projects, cooking, whatever it is. If you're married and you have kids, hopefully you like them, right? Like you write that down as a passion. My goal for you is to have 5 different things that you talk about on social media. Now, the reason you want to go have a few different things you talk about is we all know that realtor that all they do is have like the perfect picture, the perfect car, the perfect life, the perfect job, right? And they just look at the house I just sold, look at the new listing I just got, look at this award that I just got. And everyone's so focused on their real estate career, but you'll forget that people might find you because you're in real estate, but they're going to stick around because of who you are and how you make them feel. Okay, they stick around because of who you are and how you make them feel. And that makes a really big difference because you can't just talk about real estate all the time. You have to remember, real estate is what you do. It's what you do for a career, but it isn't who you are. And so your other 4 passions are like why somebody would hang out with you on the weekend, right? Like what your interests are, what makes you tick. And so everyone's going to write down 5 passions. Now, if you went on my Instagram and you scrolled through, you'd literally see me talk about real estate and being an entrepreneur, because that's what I do. Then you're going to see me talk about being a wife and a mom, because that's my favorite thing. Then you're going to see me talk about personal growth, because I'm always committed to being like a better version of myself. Then you'll see me talk about, truly, you'll see me talk a lot about positive body image. You can imagine having 3 kids in 4 years does a lot to your body. And I honestly feel like, it's a lot to have to go through. And so I'm on this journey of learning to love myself. And I know a lot of other women feel the same way, and some men. So it's something I talk about. Yes, Nutella definitely could be one of my passions. Wes knows how much I love Nutella. I have a weird love affair with Nutella. I think it's like the best stuff ever. I don't think guys like Nutella like women do. Do you guys like Nutella?
Like
Do you even
chocolate.
know what it is? You do like it? Okay, Mike likes it. So you're gonna have your 5 passions. The next piece to this is people always say, like, Rachel, when should I post? You had to have an intervention from Nutella. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Okay, so when Ryan and I went to Italy, I had a Nutella and banana crepe for the first time, and I was like, sweet Jesus, like this is the best thing that I've ever eaten in my life. Like I never need anything else as long as I live. It was so good. We literally were like the movie couple. We're like running around Italy with like on cobblestone streets with like a bottle of wine in our hand and a crepe in the other. It doesn't get better. And we had no kids yet, so it was all good times. All right. So people always say, like, when am I supposed to post? Like, when is the best time to post? And you definitely could Google it and it might say like, 6:12 in the morning till 7:14. I don't want you thinking about that. I want you to think about the best time to post is when you're ready to do social media in the morning. I don't want you posting in the afternoon. I wake up in the morning. I have a system I'll share with you, but I wake up in the morning. I hit my 555, which we'll talk about. Then I post for the morning. The reason you post in the morning, honestly, simply put, is you have the most amount of time for people to respond throughout the day. And the point of social media is to have interaction, right? Is to have that connection. I use an app that I'll put in the chat for you guys called Google Keep. So I use Google Keep, and in there I store my hashtags. I actually have my next like 5 or 6 posts ready to go. I believe in being proactive in real estate, so why not do that on my social? So I have my next 5 or 6 posts ready to go. And then when I'm ready to post on social media, what I do is I wake up, I make my post, and then I give myself 15 minutes to scroll and see what's going on for everyone else. That's not my lead generation time on social media. I just want to see what's going on in the world and check in with people. But I do set a timer because otherwise you're like, I'm going to scroll and just see what's going on. And like 2 hours later, you're watching a cat video on YouTube and you don't know what happened to your life. It happens to all of us. So you want to be intentional with having some time blocking around that. Number 3 is 80-20 principle. How much are we talking about real estate and how much are we talking about our personal lives? So 80% of what you're actually going to post about on your platform is going to be personal. It's what you're doing, what you're eating, what you're reading, what makes you tick as a person, why somebody would follow you or hang out with you. Only 20% is going to be real estate. And a really fantastic post that you guys could make on your social media today is literally take a screenshot of the Zoom right now of what you're seeing. And then you would post on your social media and say something to the effect of, got to learn from a top 1,000 agent today, her best tips on how to build a business through social media. If you want a copy of my notes, leave your email below. And what you're going to be doing is you're adding value to the realtors around the country. Because I have to tell you, we had 131 referrals come through last year, but that's not just client and community. A lot of those are real estate referrals from around the country, right? Like if I have somebody in Nashville, I'm going to call Wes, right? Like this is kind of the way you want to think through this. So Carlia, what you're doing is you're going to post that on your page. You're not putting your email in here. You're going to take a screenshot of this and make that post on your personal social media. You're going to say, got to learn from a top 1,000 agent today, her top tips for how to build a business through social media. If you want a copy of my notes, leave your email below. Because what I want to do is I want to help you build your email database. This is a little bit off topic, but I had a situation happen where I was a few years into my real estate career, and my business coach was like, hey, Rachel, I know your goal this year is to do 50 million and you're on pace for 30. So what are you going to do about it? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, okay, famous coaching line. He's like, but if you did know, what would that be? Right. And I had just sold a house, and we had gotten like 5 offers on the property and we went like 25,000 over asking. And so I created this flyer, and the flyer said agent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it said some of the terms of the offer. And I went door knocking with it. Cause he's like, you haven't, your numbers are down. You can either do door knocking or open houses. And in all transparency, I hadn't done an open house in like a couple years at that point. My team was doing them. And so I thought, okay, I'll door knock. So we took 500 flyers, each 5 agents. So each of us took 100 flyers and we went knocking, and we knocked with this flyer. And what was interesting is we knocked on the doors and people answered, and we said, hey, my name's Rachel. I'm your local realtor. I just wanted to stop by and let you know that we just sold your neighbor's house around the corner on 123 Main Street for, $500,000, whatever its price is. And it went 25,000 over what they thought it would. So what that means to you is that one, could be more equity in your home. And two, because of the equity going up in your neighborhood, now a bunch of your neighbors want to know how much their house is worth. Did you want that information as well? So we knocked with 500 flyers for 2 hours and we got 4 CMA requests. 3 of them we closed, new listings, and 1 of them turned into a refi. And I just remember thinking, wow, that really works. And so there's all these different Facebook groups on for realtors on social. And so I went into one of them and I made a post and I took a picture of my feet because I forgot the #1 rule when you door knock is to wear comfortable shoes. So I got some blisters on my feet. And I went into this real estate group and I posted a picture of my feet and I was like, hey, you guys, story time. And I just shared what happened. And I was like, I forgot the #1 rule is that leaders lead by example. And I was not leading. So I just door knocked with my team. We had this results. And I was like, by the way, if any of you want a copy of my flyer or a copy of my script, leave your email below. I had 580 agent emails to add into my database. 580 agent emails. That was April. So I sent all of them a copy of the flyer because I'm do what I say I'm going to do. I sent all of them a copy of the script. We had 13 agent referrals come through the month of May. 13 agent referrals. And I was like this works. Adding value works. So when you're on social media, I want you always thinking like every morning when you wake up, how can I add value to others? How can I add value to others? What does this look like for me? And with social media, you're either doing one of 2 things. You're either educating people or you're entertaining them. You're either educating people or you're entertaining them. And so it really is this like balance of the 2, but I want you to always come from like an abundant place because I promise you, like the business will come, the right clients will come to you, but you can build this massive business of agent referrals if you're willing to just share what you're doing. And it can be recruiting opportunity for you. It can be like, there's just possibilities are endless when you have an abundant mindset. So 80% of what we're posting is personal, 20% is going to be business. Number 4 is what kind of page do you have? Do you need to have a personal page or a business page? So I'm going to tell you that you absolutely need to have both on Facebook. On Instagram, you can just have one and it needs to be your personal page. On Facebook, you need to have a personal page and a business page. Reason for that is if you Google Rachel Adams Lee Realtor, my business page will pop up, not my personal page. That's where I can boost ads. That's where I can have reviews and testimonials, and Google loves your money. So anytime you have a place where you can boost something, they're going to give that more street cred than your personal page. On Instagram, you only need to have one. And you'll follow the 80-20 principle. 80% of what you post is personal, 20% is going to be business. And what is really important too is when you're going through this, you want to make sure that your social media is like your digital business card. So everyone grab your phone and go to Instagram. I want to show you how you do this and go to my page. So go to Rachel Adams Lee on Instagram. And what you're going to see at the very top. So I want you to think about your business card. So say like right now, if I meet you and you're like, do you have a business card? I'm like, yep, here's my business card, right? Right here. I hand it to you. Your social media is your digital business card. A lot of realtors don't even have actual business cards anymore because they're just so focused on social. I think you need to have both. And my business card is like really thick, like you can't bend it. It's just like a really high quality first impression, which I think matters, especially in the luxury market. But what do you see on here? So first thing you see is my name. Next thing you see, top 1,000 realtor and business coach. I'm telling them from the moment they see me, what they can expect of who I am. The next thing is what I love, which is social media. And then the area I serve, which is California. And then underneath that, that's where you can, line number 3 should kind of be your credibility. Why somebody would work with you. Maybe sold 100 homes last year. And if you haven't personally sold the homes, use some stats from your brokerage or your team leader. Number 4, line down, is my personal. So wifey and working mama of 3 boys, and then a call to action. So if you click down below, you can see my coaching. You can see like the free, I have like 5 ways to build your national referral network, like different things, free things I offer for realtors and all my coaching stuff. For you guys, if you could have click here to find out how much your home is worth. And then it takes them right back to your website. But you always want to have a call to action on your actual profile, your business page, your social media page, because you want to give them something to do, a reason to reach out to you, but we'll get into that. Number 5, how often are we posting? So if you were to join my real estate team today, you would actually have to sign a social media addendum that says you're posting at least 4 times a week. Now, if you're building a business through social media, I want you posting 5 to 7 times per week. So on my team, my agents post 4 times a week. And actually on Mondays, what we do on our team call is we say something great that happened over the weekend. We set our goal for the upcoming week, and we say our 3 social posts we're going to make that week. Now, one of their posts they make is a weekly reel, which I'll share with you guys at the end. But their 3 social media posts that they make, the reason I ask them what they're going to post about is I want them being proactive. I want them looking at their calendar every month and every week and saying, where do I have opportunity to capture content? What are they taking pictures of? What are they doing video of? Their 5 passions. These are the 5 things that are who you are. So you want to always be looking at like where you have opportunity to capture content. If you told me, Rachel, I feel like I have 4 things that I know I'm passionate about, but I can't figure out what my 5th is. I would tell you, why don't you, if you guys live in Nashville, you guys are in Nashville, right, Wes?
Correct.
Yeah. So I would say, okay, your 5th passion is going to be Nashville hotspots. Maybe it's, and every week you're going to focus on a Nashville hotspot, whether it's a place to take your kids, a date night location, right? The best workout spots, dog parks, but a Nashville hotspot is something, because what's the thing that you want to do is you want to position yourself like to literally be like the local mayor of your town, right? The local mayor of Nashville. So of course you're a local real estate expert. And by the way, you happen to know all things locally. So like I have a conversation when we're done here, I have to go do a team meeting, and on the way, I'm going to be talking to, a doctor who's relocating here. I have a relocation account, so I get a lot of doctors and attorneys. And I'm going to be talking to them about the school districts, and I'm going to be talking to them about where they want to live and what their lifestyle needs to look like. Because as we know in the luxury world, right, they will buy the home, not just for the home, but the lifestyle that it's going to provide. So I really want to make sure I focus on the lifestyle of what it's like when you buy here with me. And also I'm super intentional about my language. It's never if you buy here, it's when you buy here, right? Like you want to make sure you're always like assuming the close, assuming the sale. And by the way, we're going to be working together. So, you want to do with number 5, you want to do kind of a balance of not just making like a post with a picture, but also trying to incorporate some video. And I will tell you that video is the number 1 thing the algorithm favors above all else is video. We do have something called the weekly reel service, which I can show you at the end of this. We have something really cool that we launched 2 months ago, but we can take care of that for you. And man, does it convert. It's really cool. Number 6, respond to comments twice per day. So I don't want social media to be something that takes over your life. On my team, if you sit down with me, I say, I want you to think of your business like the legs of a chair. If there are 4 strong legs that hold up the foundation of this chair, that's going to be the same way that we think of your business. Number 1 is going to be your database, the people who like you, who love you, who want to refer business to you. And then 2 through 4 is going to be different for each person, right? Maybe you love the open houses and door knocking. Maybe you love social media. If social media is going to be a leg of your business, I want you to get used to posting more often. But if you're new to this world, you seriously can just start posting like 3 times a week, and make 1 of them business and 2 of them personal. So like, I don't want you to stress out too much about this. There's a way to ease into this. I'm just like drinking out of a fire hose. So I'm like your shot of espresso. Good morning. All right. Number 7. Oh, sorry. Number 6. Let me tell you how that one works. So I time block for my response time. So what I do is I make my post first thing in the morning, then I set a calendar reminder, and an hour later I go in and I comment, I engage with everybody who connected with me. Because what that does is it wakes up that algorithm. It's like, oh, she made a post. She's commenting, liking, engaging. She's doing 4 things on the algorithm. Let's give her more eyes on her content. And then it continues to grow and kind of start to hit. Okay. And then 1 hour before the end of the day, I go back in and I respond to everybody again. So I really try to be super intentional with my engagement to hit the algorithm a few times. And then if you want to make sure that if someone takes the time to comment to you, you don't post a ghost. You've got to take the time to respond back to them. Number 7 is engage. Let's talk about what lead generation looks like on social media, because a lot of people say like, yeah, I'm going to lead generate on social. And they sit back and they're like, and you're not actually lead generating. You're just a lazy liker. You're not actually building your business. So if you're going to build a business through social media, you are going to engage with people. So so on my team, I did this class the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it on social, but I called it the 50K crew. And I was like, who wants to make $50,000 by the end of the year? Because we know a lot of realtors out there are struggling, and I always want to add value. Right? Lazy liker. Yes. I always want to add value. And so what I did is I felt like so many realtors, like they kind of know that they should lead generate. They know what they should do, but what do they actually do 5 days of the week for lead gen? So what we did is we broke down the 5 main buckets of what I consider to be the lead generation buckets. One was database, one was social media, shocking. One was open houses and door knocking. One was online leads, and the other one was circle prospecting. So calling for sale by owners, expireds, just listed, just solds. And so what we did is we broke down each one of those topics. And then after, we brought it back to our calendar. So by the end of the week, my agents had a block of like social media lead gen, exactly what they would say, exactly what they would do, the exact script they would use for social media. The next day, database. What are they saying to their database? What are they sending out? What piece of value are they doing? And I'll share with you after this. I'm going to skip quickly. I'll go through like a couple ideas of things you can send out to your database. Again, this is all just adding value. But when we got to number 7, that's where we do like social media lead generation. If you're going to lead gen for 2 hours, this is really where we focus on that piece. And so what this looks like is you sit down at your computer. I prefer computer to my phone because I like, there's 2 parts to this. So I say, all right, I'm going to pick, I'm going to lead generate for 2 hours. So I go to a post that I've made that has a good amount of interaction. Maybe it's, an anniversary post, Ryan and I just went to Tahoe, right? So what I would do is, I go to that post, and all the people who commented, I'm always going to comment back to them because that's part of my time block. But the likes are literally this, like, there are people that are sitting there going, hey, I'm right here. Hey, I see you. I want to hang out with you. And so it's a vanity metric though. Most people are like, oh, the likes. What you don't realize is that's your golden opportunity. That's your golden opportunity for business. So when I'm lead generating through social media, I will go to those likes, I'll click on them, and I will go one by one. And because I'm proactive, I want to go on their page first. And I would go on Wes's page and I would see what's happening in his world. And maybe he just got back from a vacation to Africa, right? Like maybe he just went on vacation. And so he likes my post. What I do is I send a private message to Wes, and I'm like, hey, Wes, oh my gosh, thanks so much for connecting on my anniversary post. We had the best time in Tahoe. I saw you guys just went back. You just got back from a trip to Africa. That's on my bucket list. How was it? So I reach out to Wes, something super personal that he shared on his page has nothing to do with real estate, because you would never walk up to someone in the grocery store and be like, hey, nice shoes. You want to buy a house? No, that's freaking weird, right? Like that's not how we approach relationships. We lead with a personal connection. So Wes and I are going to get to know each other, and we don't know each other. So we're going to get to know each other now. We just started text messaging in real life recently. But what will happen is Wes and I are going to go back and forth. And I'm going to ask him about his trip to Africa. He's going to say, oh my God, like you've got 3 kids and they're 4. That's got to be wild. I'm like, yeah, our youngest one just started teething. So no one's sleeping in the house. Right. And we're going to go back and forth. Mind you, we've not said a word about real estate. Eventually, when the transition feels natural, it might be the same day, it might be the same month, you choose it. I'd say something to the effect of, hey, Wes, I really feel like we align a lot in our personal lives and I've loved getting to know you, which makes me think we'd probably align in our business lives. I don't have a great referral partner in Nashville. Do you have one in Northern California? Guys, 131 referrals last year. That's how I do it. I build these relationships. I connect with people. I lean into them, and it really makes a difference. And then number 8, and this is a biggie. This is a really good one for like learning to how you hack the algorithm. This is called Rachel's rule of 5-5-5. So you're going to make your post, right? We talked about all the things you're going to do. So I don't know if you know this, but in this moment, you actually only have 7 to 10 of your friends, 7 to 10% of your friends, you're seeing what they're doing. Think about all the friends and the followers and all the people you have on Facebook, Instagram, right? You're only seeing 7 to 10% of your friends. And the rule is, if you're not seeing them, guys, they're not seeing you. So how do we get you in front? How do we get you in front of the other people so that they're seeing what you're doing? It's the rule of 5-5-5. So what you would do is, as a team or individual, every single month, you put pen to paper and you write down 25 names of friends, of people that you're already friends with on social, but you're no longer seeing their content. 25 names. It could be 25 local business owners. It could be 25 realtors from around the country. It could be 25 of your past clients. It could be 25 people from church. And then this is what you do. This is the rule of 5-5-5. So 5 minutes before you make a post, you comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. So 5 minutes before you make a post, you comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. And then who are those 5 people? They're from your list of your top 25. What starts to happen is these people who you already are friends with, who like you, who want to refer business to you, you've now hit the algorithm and you're in their feed. And all of a sudden they're going to be connecting with you. They're going to be they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I learned so much from her. I learned you like, this is so awesome. We're so connected. And all of a sudden they're going to be sending you referrals and wanting to do business with you because you're now in front of them. I had a funny situation happen earlier in the year where I made a post about, so I got a phone call and it was from an agent in Kentucky. His name was Joey. And he said, hey, Rachel, left a voicemail for me. He's like, hey, my name's Joey. I'm an agent in Kentucky. I have a referral for you for Rockland, California, which is an area I serve. And he was like, but I just wanted to check, are you the couch realtor? And I was like, couch realtor? Like, what the heck does that mean? And what had happened was, so with my second pregnancy, Harrison, we were doing our reveal photo shoot that we were like pregnant with our second kiddo. And I was in the white lace dress and we had hair and makeup done and all the things. And I started to hemorrhage. And which is really scary because we've had some losses in our journey to become a mama. It was really scary. And all of a sudden I was like, you know, it was rough. But anyways, went to the hospital, everything turned out fine. And I had they put me on bed rest because of the hemorrhage for a full 30 days. And you can already tell from my energy, like not a good bed rest person. I'm not like let's just hang out for the day and see what's going on. Like I'm like let's get up and do it. Let's build a company. Let's go. And so we're sitting on the couch one day and it's like Sunday evening. And I remember looking around the living room at my husband and I was like, hey babe, do you think we need a lighter couch? He's like, our couch is like 7 months old. So no, I don't think we need a lighter couch. I'm like, I know, but don't you think it'd lighten up this room? And he kind of rolls his eyes because he knows when he married. He's like, do what you're going to do. And so the next morning at breakfast, I'm like super excited. I'm showing him the new couch I just bought, the new bar stools, the easy chair, the new curtains, like the rug. And he's like, Rachel, like, what are you doing? I was like, no, don't worry. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell everything we have. He's like, okay. So I go on Facebook Marketplace and I list all my things. And I don't know if any of you guys have used Facebook Marketplace, but there literally are people that you put something like a couch, whatever, something on for $425. So like, I'll offer you $17. And you're like, get out of here. So I made a rant one night about Facebook Marketplace and how ridiculous people were. And what ended up happening is in Kentucky, they have team meetings. And whenever they have a referral, they stand up in the team meeting and they say, hey, I have a referral for, Rockland, California. Who do you know? This lady stood up and she goes, oh my gosh, what's her name? She's that couch realtor. She's selling her couch on Facebook. So I got a $700,000 listing from selling my couch on Facebook. The reason I share that story with you is it's real. It's relatable. People want to know who you are. Like they want to know what makes you tick. And so when you give them an opportunity to really learn about you, it makes a big difference. So the next thing I want to share with you is just a way to kind of like map out a little bit of your content. This is called my Say Hello plan. So, every year on my real estate team, we sit down and we say, who are we? How do we want to make an impact on our community? Like what matters to us? And then we share the different things that we think define who we are. Some of it is, so 33 times throughout the year, we're connecting with our database. And sometimes it's client events. Sometimes it is like for an October, we're sharing local pumpkin patch locations. In Christmas, we're going to share Christmas tree lighting locations. But it really does make a really good difference. And so I'm going to just walk through a couple with you. These are just some graphics that we created, but like 4th of July fireworks, best camping spots. We rent out a movie theater for our VIP clients, where to see Christmas lights, where to celebrate New Year's. This one went viral for us. This is where kids eat free. Like, I don't care who you are. If you have kids, it's shocking how much food those little bodies can consume. Like I still, like my 4-year-old, I'm like, I don't understand where it goes. But where kids eat free, this is a really cool one to share. And again, I create all this on Canva. And then we do family photos in the park. We actually have this event coming up on the 22nd of this month. I just got my kids' outfits in the mail, so everybody's matching and cute. But again, what we're doing with these pieces is we are posting them on social. We're emailing it to our database. We're also texting it to our database. So just lots of different fun examples. We do Easter bunny mimosas, Santa and mimosas. And then just as important as having your event is what I call evidence of success. So you want to show people that you're a kind of agent that does what you say you'll do, and you're going to share your results. And then the other thing that I would encourage you to do, if you guys don't already have this, is something called areas we serve. So you can create this graphic through Canva, or your team can provide it for you if it's something they want to do. But basically, like, there's all the different Facebook groups that are always saying like, hey, who do you know? Who do you know? You can create this stuff and so when someone says, where do you serve? You know how somebody will be like, oh, I serve there. I work there. And you're like, no, you're actually 2 hours away and you've never sold a house here. Like, go away. This is actually really helpful to help claim those referrals. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you before we jump into Q&A, so we have a little bit of time for that, is I know I'm a lot and this was intense, but if you do decide you want to take your social media to the next level, I have a social media masterclass where I slow this down. Oops, did it freeze for you guys?
You're good. Right now we're seeing the flyer for the course.
Okay, cool. It just froze for a sec for me. So yeah, so I break, you have access for 6 full months to this course. And I do deep dives into Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We talk about how to post, when to post, like actually crafting the post and like getting the interaction. And then the way it works is there's a workbook you download and you have a video for each session. So it's 8 sessions long. You get access for 6 full months. And then I have a private mastermind group where you can go in and ask me questions. So we have Q&A twice a month, just to really give you that one-on-one feel. And then the other thing, let me skip past this. Just want to show you guys. The other thing I wanted to share with you is if you're wanting to do more social media, but you simply either don't have the time or you're just not interested in doing it yourself, we have created a company called Get Social Leverage. So it's social leverage for all things video. We have 3 different products that we offer. One of them is you upload your logo, your headshot, and you pick a brand kit, which is like the closest colors to your brand. And it's areas you serve. So that one's really going to make you the local expert. This one, you actually so what you saw me show you with like the copy of this, like the outline of my state, you guys would have Tennessee, and then you'd pick the cities you serve. And then that one's really good to you. And it's a script that I wrote, but you pin it on the top of your social media to really position you as the local expert. The second one is reviews and testimonials. So this is really to get your your Google presence up and get more reviews through your SEO. And then the third was an intro and an outro video. So if you want to create a YouTube channel and be that local expert, that's a really cool one. Our competitors are $2,500. We're $797. The second package, which is definitely my favorite, is called the weekly reels. So I've realized that the number one thing the algorithm favors above all else is video. And so we've got over 200 agents right now doing this every month with us, and it's growing every day. But basically what I do is I pick a trending reel in real estate. Every Monday you get an email from me that says, hey, your video is ready to create. You shoot the raw footage and send it to me. And it's very simple stuff, like sit at your computer smiling for 7 seconds and typing. And then I turn that into a video. So I edit it. I put the captions on it. I write the hashtags. I give you the trending audio. And what's really cool about the weekly reel service is it's $97 a month. You get a reel every single week. So the video piece will be taken off your plate. And it converts super well. So a lot of our agents that do this are like, oh my gosh, my social media is up 415% for engagement. I just got full referrals from my last reel. Like this one by far for like bang for your buck is really good. And then the other one is just listed and sold reels. So every property that you sell, we have a just listed and sold reel we create for you. And you upload your logo. It's super clean. It's really classy. And if you guys go to getsocialleverage.com, you can watch the little sales commercial and it'll show you the different options that we have. So I could talk about this topic for about 15 hours, but I won't. I'm trying to find my mouse. Let me just get out of here. Because we don't have the time, but I just wanted to leave a couple minutes if you guys have any questions about social media or anything I can answer specifically for you and your platform, or any questions you have about business. I'm an open book.
First, Rachel, is first off, you can see that you're a real professional in social media.
Yeah.
Not only are you doing yourself at a high level, but you're also helping others do it, which we just don't see a lot of folks do.
Yeah.
Second, I noticed that you pointed out was plan out what you're going to talk about or post about. And
yes.
I also from Glenda Baker out of Atlanta that has a huge following on TikTok, Ken Posick in YouTube, which you know Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same kind of thing, and they say the exact same thing, that they sit down and actually plan out what
yes.
they're going to talk about for social media. And I think that's so key. And then the last part is what you say is just kind of be you as far as who you are, and then responding back, because too often, like you said, we've got the lazy likers where they're not engaging and going back and engaging the folks that have commented on their posts.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. I mean, the point of social media is to have engagement and to have connections and to build relationships. And so like, I'm so much more likely to send a referral to someone that I have a personal relationship instead of just going on like a Facebook group and asking who knows who, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'll open it up for questions now. Just, I won't have you guys raise hands, but just go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. And I've got Janie and Holly here too. And Holly does a big job in our Fairview area.
Awesome.
So, any questions, Holly?
No, it's great.
I know. And sorry, it was really fast. Normally I do that class in an hour and a half.
Carly, what about you?
I mean, I guess it's more of like a personal question as far as like your journey. Like, how long did it take for you to kind of get that social media grind up off of the ground?
Yeah, so it took me about like total honesty, it took me like 3 years to like really find my voice, because in the very beginning when I got into real estate, I was in a really unhealthy marriage. And so I didn't want anyone to know that, because I thought nobody would work with like a divorced realtor. So I really was like kind of like honest, like this sounds kind of yucky, but I was sort of fake on social. Like I was really just like, this is like the perfect car, the perfect, like the perfect job, everything's perfect. But when I really released that, and I actually ended up making a post on social media and like owning it. And I was like, hey guys, I need to apologize to you. I have not been authentic. I have been trying to be everything to everyone. And what's happened is it landed me in the hospital with dehydration. So I want to just let you guys know that I've gone through this like journey, and I ended up getting a divorce, and I didn't want to tell you because I thought you'd judge me. But I've realized that like I deserve to live my best life. So moving forward, this is what you can expect. And so I actually just like owned it. And then that's when my referral business blew up, because all of a sudden I became relatable and like a normal human versus just this like totally unattainable, perfect, whatever. And so I just really want to encourage you, when you come up with your 5 passions, don't be afraid to be a little bit vulnerable, because that really does, people respect that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm very impressed.
Oh, good. Thanks.
That's amazing. What you've accomplished is amazing.
Oh,
Really is.
thank you. And I'm so happy to help. Like the classes that I do or whatever, like I do it all like very, like it's not this intense, all the time, but I love it. Like what's so fun is like, you can respond. Like this morning I did a reel on, my video this morning was if I wanted to make $100,000 in real estate and I had to start over, this is what I would do. So I like to give advice to other realtors to help them build their business. And I'm very open about that. That's like my YouTube channel is literally all for realtors. It's not for my clients. What that does is my community knows that I'm a realtor. They have no question that I'm a realtor, but I also really like to help other people build. And it's just been really fun.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I've heard it a 1,000 times that it's really important. I'm just not a big social user in general, but I just know how big it is because obviously those clients that you want to work with and who are
They're
coming
on
to
social.
you, they're right there. And
Yep.
I know it, and I just don't do it because I don't even go on during the day myself,
Sure.
right? So
Well, and you really have to just decide, like, if you have as much business as you can handle and you can't handle any more clients, good to go. But if you need more clients and the market is challenging, then you have to do things that you haven't done, which
of
will make you
course.
uncomfortable, you know? But you
Yeah,
can
and
start small,
that's
Mike.
the
Like
biggest
you really
thing.
could.
Yeah, and just my biggest thing, it's all around us, obviously, and you can pull from anywhere, but like I don't feel like I have the plan you're talking about, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
Monday, I'm just saying, here's 5 things, or I go and create those 5 things and post them during Monday, and then I'm like, I don't know what to,
Yeah.
like,
So
what kind of content do I
I would
pull from,
literally
or
just like pull it back. I would pull it
Mhm.
back and I would say, all right, I'm not going to post 5 times. That's crazy. I don't post any. So I'm not going to start with 5. Start posting twice a week. 1 time a week is going to be real estate. 1 time a week is going to be something personal that you want to share. So you're
Yeah.
going to come up with your 5 passions because it's important to know. And then like, if I'm stuck, I'm like, man, I know I need to post something about like, personal growth and I'm stuck. I'll go on Instagram and I'll look at a hashtag under personal growth and I'll look at what other people are doing. And usually that inspires me to do something where I'm like, oh, that aligns with me. I'll post that.
Mhm.
So I would not try to do 5 things at one time. I would start with 2, like just find something you can post about that's personal, something you can post about that's business. And I think you'll be you got to start somewhere. Right.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is you're going to see the results. You're going to see people commenting and you'll be like, oh crap, this works. I probably should put more time here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know that even in the back in the past, it was like even just showing and putting stories up, like people would engage,
Yeah.
right? So it's obvious, but it's like it's like a
I know.
drag, but
If you
like
don't do it regularly, it is
yeah,
uncomfortable. It's like, that's not how I operate. But again, like this market is not normal. So we have to do
mhm,
things we're not used to doing.
yeah. And I know it's just easier, right? Like, and not easier, but like the clients they want to work with you, right? So it makes
Yeah,
the transaction a lot more enjoyable.
definitely.
And then you're building that relationship along.
You bet.
Brandy, what about you? Comments, questions?
All right, it takes me a while to figure out how to do anything in Zoom. I get on I'm not getting any good at Instagram. I keep trying, but I told Wes the other day
That's
it takes
okay.
me all
Just
day
use
to figure out
Facebook.
how to do one post.
Yeah, just use Facebook. Like I still like 70% of my business is still from Facebook, and like Instagram is where you can really grow. But like our age, like like most of my friends, they're still on Facebook.
Right. Yeah. I have most of mine are on Facebook. I have some that are also on Instagram, but I figure if I can find them one way or the other, that's probably good. So yeah, I've got a Facebook personal page. I actually have 2 business pages because I have a little side hustle that's a bakery. And so
I have a side hustle for shampoo.
there you go. So my real estate page is not growing like I want. I've got to figure out how to get people to see it. So anyway, I don't have anything selling. I don't have any, you know, I'm not the listing agent for anything right now, so I'm having a hard time with that kind of stuff.
What I would do to grow your personal page or your business page is I would start to do, are you in Nashville as well? Are you on the team or are you individually?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Individual.
I would try to do hotspots. I would go and do date night, family, like go through the different types of clients that you work with and look for hotspots in Nashville and build your page because you want, like, you're the local mayor of Nashville in your mind, right? And so you happen to be in the business of selling real estate. However, you know all the things happening locally. And so I would start to like really like at least once a week, put in your calendar to go somewhere, take pictures or take video or both ideally. And then you're posting that because that's going to build your page.
Okay. Thanks.
You bet.
You want open houses, anything you do in real estate, that can be your real estate post.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
CJ, what about you?
Okay.
Janet, questions, comments?
She just asked if I leveraged LinkedIn. I don't do LinkedIn. I think, you know, there is this pressure to be everything to everyone all the time. I don't do LinkedIn. I have a TikTok, but my assistant posts on it. Like I just do Facebook, Instagram, and my YouTube channel. So like, I think that like, there's always going to be a shiny object and something new, but my referral business comes from my platforms.
Awesome. Okay, Rachel, last thing you're going to want to leave us with.
Take a deep breath and do something. Like, I know that it can feel really, really overwhelming, but you guys, this is your post. Taking a screenshot of what we're doing right now and literally making a post and saying, I just learned from a top 1,000 agent in the country how she got 131 referrals last year from social media. I'd love to share a copy of my notes with you. One of you on this call is a great note taker. Share them with the rest of them, like come from contribution, right? And then that piece right there is going to get you more agents to put into your database. And just like that's a great way to start.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Afterwards, you got an appointment at 1:30, you said, that you got to head to?
Yes, so it's 11:29, so I'm gonna change. Right now I'm in yoga pants. I actually am in yoga pants and I gotta get ready to look professional and then run to the office. And we have a meeting with our team today. But on the way I'm doing a call with a client, and then I just got someone who texted me right now, they're canceling a showing, you know, the normal.
Call me later. Don't care how late, all right?
Yeah, I will. Wes, I have an agent for you.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.